right? So the entire schooling academic activities begin with a festival, and that will be taking place in one day. So there will be a state level inauguration for the festival. You can see that the chief minister is welcoming the kids here. So normally the state level inauguration will be done by the chief minister of the state, and there will be district level inaugurations at district level, which will be done by either MLAs or MPs there, sometimes ministers, state ministers, and there will be block level inaugurations, and there will be Panchayat level inaugurations, and there will be school level inaugurations. So on the very first day of the academic year, there will be festivities every school, so that the children can enter the school without any fright at all, right? In a happy mood. And the activities end, the academic activity end with another event which is called Padanolsavam. Padanolsavam means the festival of excellence, where the school and the children showcase their achievements in front of the parents and the public. Okay.
What will be the percentage in government schools, sir? 6 to 14 years. Share of
children.
Nearly more than 55% of the schools are government aided schools. 55. Government aided schools means schools managed by either trusts or private agencies, but the salary is provided by the government. Okay. Yeah, there is no difference between the government school and aided school in nature and in functioning, except the case that the teachers are appointed by the managers.
There are also certain schools which are not government aided.
Okay.
And not government schools.
Yeah, we have nearly 8% of aided schools, private schools. We have nearly 8% of unaided schools here. Okay, this is the status. I have shown that on a slide. Okay.
Excuse sir, how many hours in a day in your schools?
5 hours. So our schools begin normally by 10 and closes by 4 o'clock. Okay, in higher secondary sections, the classes begin by 9 o'clock. They need more time. So, 9 to 4:30 is the school time for higher secondary classes. But generally, it begins by 5 and ends by 4. This is the school time. Okay. Maybe unthinkable so far as Himachal is concerned, because your school time is related to the weather conditions, right? Okay. So weather doesn't be the villain here. So we can have a normal regular school time here. Okay. Now this is very very noteworthy, because the contribution of the local self-government is very high in the state. See, we have decentralized planning system, and we have 3-tier panchayat system from 1990 onwards. Okay, we implemented 3-tier panchayat system from 90 onwards, and from that time onwards, the panchayat is providing much support to enhance the infrastructure of the schools. If you go through the data here, you can see that nearly 14.18% of the total revenue allocated by the planning board is expended in the field of education and art, education and culture, I mean. It's a huge amount, 14% of the total revenue spent by panchayats, 3-tier panchayats, is for education department. So you can understand, how much care and attention is being provided by the panchayats. And this is also why, because, the panchayat authorities are very, very interested in enhancing the quality of education here. That's also an impact of the literacy. You can see schools of this type, which were built under educational, rejuvenation program, multi-storied building, just like universities, You can see buildings like this. You can see infrastructure like this supplied by, set up by LSGs, local self-governments. Not by the government, by these local governments. They have provided all these things, they intervene, they support constructing new school buildings, constructing toilet blocks, they support in constructing boundary walls, they provide maintenance support for existing school buildings, they provide furniture to classrooms, they provide science labs and IT labs, they provide nutritious food. There are breakfast systems at certain areas. The panchayats are setting aside budgetary provision for supplying breakfast, for supplying milk and nutritious food to children. Then they provide books for school libraries. They set up class libraries. They appoint even part-time librarians, even in Trivandrum district. In this district, the district panchayat has appointed part-time librarians at schools. Then they provide newspapers to schools. They provide additional support for secondary schools for enhancing results, additional, teaching learning provisions. Now, all these are some of the things that then they provide money which is being expended by the schools for electricity and water. Yeah, the money is reimbursed by the local self-governments.
But sir, from where they are getting money, sir, to meet up these all expenditures at school?
They develop projects.
Okay.
Yeah, as part of their planning, they make separate projects for these purposes and they expend that money for these purposes. So this is the way the panchayats are working, and periodically there are panchayat education committee meetings at panchayats where the school authorities, headmasters and the BRC people are assembling there and they are discussing the development and activities of each schools there in detail in these panchayat education committees. So things are going quite transparent because the ward members as well as the president comes to know what all things are going on, the schools around him. Okay, this maintains utmost transparency there, and this maintains sharing also. At some points a school is doing something special, and that is being reported in the panchayat education committee. Then they will decide that that good practice can be shared to, can be disseminated to other schools also. This is how things are being innovative. Things are being done in panchayat.
What is there providing breakfast to learners? What is that?
Yeah, we have noon meal system here, but we don't have breakfast system. There are children who may not get breakfast because of two reasons. Poverty can be one of the reasons in rural areas, but even in urban and semi-urban areas, children are, departing from their homes quite early because they have private tuitions. Even in urban areas, children are setting out early by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, early in the morning. Okay, the breakfast may not be ready there, but the breakfast is ready there in the schools. Why should they bother? Yeah, irrespective of their
Midday meal Yojana is there.
Primary and pre-primary.
midday meal is there, Yeah, whoever are in need of midday meal, that is provided. Okay, and the state government has additional financial liability, and that is taken care of by the state. Okay, the things are running with the support of state government, state support also. That's how things are going on.
One question, sir. One question.
Okay.
Sir, what will be the menu, sir? Because you are getting midday meal grant from two sources, one from panchayat and other from.
No. Panchayat is not supplying midday meals. They are supporting breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
But the financial support that you get from the central government may not be sufficient for handling the midday meal requirements. So the government is also, there is a 40% share from the government, but that may not be sufficient. Say for example, the salary of the cooks, right? That's a menial amount which is being allocated from the state government, but the salary conditions here in the state is not that comfortable.
Sir, is their midday meal essential or not?